Well, 15 years ago, you might recall that Balloon Fiesta had a much different tone. Our community had just lost one of the most daring balloonists to ever take to the skies. September 29th of 2010, Richard Abruzzo and Carol Reimer Davis died after their balloon was struck by lightning off the coast of Italy. The Abruzzos and close friends of Richard sat down with our very own Hawker Vanguard. They shared memories and also reacted to never-before-seen footage that Richard himself shot during his daring and often record-breaking journeys.
I feel like it's a very inspirational thing to see someone push themselves to the absolute max and be so competitive and so passionate about something to really put your life on the line to succeed. And I think others can benefit from the story, and I think it's important to be told.
Rich was full of life, you know. I think that was our common connection, is that we were life livers together and we were very adventurous.
I definitely feel so lucky for all the time that I did have with my dad, and I think that being raised by both my mom and my dad, they both are such life livers and very adventurous spirits.
So Richard and I, we actually set the distance, duration, and altitude records for the AM8 category all the way through AM15.
More what he gave me was just the idea that you can live an adventurous life and make a living doing it.
I feel like this is why it's good to talk about it, because a lot of the memories that I do have are very faint, or I don't have as many memories. So I always love talking with my sister or the rest of my family about it.
The fact that, their balloon got hit by lightning and they're headed into the Adriatic Sea, I have this sense that, okay, this is just gonna, we're gonna bounce here and we'll figure it out.
Denver Flight Watch wanted to report my position. I'm 3-5 miles due north of the Redford VOR.
The love, the power of prayer, of uniting together to bring Richard home, is what has allowed us to walk through the pain. I think it's a miracle what this community has done for me and the kids.
I think definitely dealing with such a tragedy, the most important thing that got me through it was the community that I had. And honestly, even just the greater community of Albuquerque too, it felt like people were really surrounding us and there for us.
I guess one of the things that's really hard is that we had actually talked about working together one more time. We were planning to make a flight the next year to attempt the around the world together. However, in 1999, the Breitling orbiter went around the world, and I remember it just killed Richard. I remember going to breakfast with him the next morning after Breitling Orbiter 3 landed, and we were discussing what next, because that goal had been taken from us basically.
I think Rich would be proud of that too. I think he looks down and through every aspect of the past 15 years, he's always been there in a time most needed, and in the most simplest ways. You feel him.
Looks like Sullivan over there to me.
Yeah, looks like Sullivan, and there's two more down the mountain.
It's heartwarming to hear its voice,
Well, things are working out pretty good. I think we maintain this altitude, we can get clear of the mountains.
this ridge we're going to go is pretty good size.
That's great.
At your 6 o'clock, fortunately.
Richard, embraced any young child interested in the magic of ballooning, whether it was hot air or gas ballooning. He made himself available to educate and answer questions and welcome them to touching the balloon, help inflate the balloon.
It started with humility that, hey, you can do this if you want to, and here's how you go about that. And always a respect for everyone.
And he just kind of slowly took me under the wing. He would let me crew for him on occasion. Not like a first grader was going to do much good, like at all. But he realized that I had a passion, and he was so kind in letting me feel like part of the team.
How can you have a greater tribute to anybody with what you've just said, that you've impacted people's lives positively by being an example, and that was Richard.
And again, that was our Hawker Vanguard reporting. Now, just last week, the FAI officially inducted Richard Abruzzo into the Balloon Commission and Airship Hall of Fame. The ceremony, fittingly enough, took place right here in Albuquerque at the Balloon Museum.